And there it is. Can you guys hear me clearly? Am I loud? Am I
Yep.
clear?
Yes, sir. You look actually bright. Your background is bright.
Yeah, I
And I
don't
think
have my
it's
normal. I don't have my
is it a
normal.
rumble?
No, yeah, it's always a rumble. I don't have my normal light.
Yeah. Okay.
But there is this is usually when the red light comes on, there's supposed to be some exciting moment to happen because we're supposed to be on this road to WrestleMania. But there may be some confusion in the house, but nevertheless, who better than the brothers of the wrestling realm to break down? We finally have some answers about what The Rock is referring to when it comes to Cody Rhodes and why he asked Cody Rhodes for his soul. Not to mention, we're going to get into our Black History Month spotlight, as well as talk about some exciting things that might have happened on NXT that may lead to some more exciting things to come. So, and we also have to, of course, preview Elimination Chamber. There's a few matches on there that I can't wait to discuss. Also, this is our Wrestling Realm Facts Week. I hope you are ready to get this show started because we definitely are. So buckle your seatbelts, grab your popcorn, your food, whatever you need, because we are still indeed on the road to WrestleMania. Let's get it!
Houston, we have a problem.
Yes!
Welcome to the Wrestling Realm Now podcast, where we take a deeper dive into the world of professional wrestling. Now, I am your host, the realist himself, the real Dwayne Allen in the building. And he is your host, super producer brother Hugh, has a third A to the A to the S, P to the H to the E, 3 to the R to the D in the building. And he is your host, not just any guy, but the Belt King, Brandon the Guy in the building. And he is your host, the heart and soul, the founder, the creator of the Wrestling Realm. And once again, in 2025, still and always, Mr. Steal Your Goddamn Show, Hollywood. Brian H. Waters in the building. Everybody, welcome to the Wrestling Realm Now podcast. How's everybody feeling? What's the word?
Feeling good. Feeling good. Actually, you know what? No, that's the best part of the week right there, to be honest with you.
Okay, yeah, but listen, you guys seem a little. You guys are having a little bit of time to get going. No, that's cool. Guess what? I'm gonna get this place rocking and rolling in a second. That's right. So expect all the sound effects and all the good stuff coming, because tonight we have to preview Elimination Chamber. We have to talk about some things that happen on NXT, and more importantly, we have to help the fans understand completely what The Rock meant when he said he is asking for the soul of Cody Rhodes. Good brothers. You guys ready to get into this?
He's a soul man. He's a soul man.
That's not a bad segue, because guess who also has soul? Tuesdays have soul. Why do Tuesdays have soul? Because every Tuesday at 8 p.m., in case you were not aware, on youtube.com/wrestling, there's a special show. There is a show that embodies everything championship culture related. Henceforth, the name, Championship Culture. Let's see what this week's episode was all about. Like I said, in case you've been living under a rock, yes, the latest, the greatest, newest show to the Wrestling Realm branch, franchise, whatever you want to call it, is Championship Culture, where Brandon the Guy, the Belt King and super producer, has the third. They break down and they dissect, they discuss, they do all types of things, including unboxings and so much more. every Tuesday, 8 p.m. And guess what? It's one of the greatest things that's going today. It's because if you are a belt person, if you respect championships, if you love championships, this show is absolutely for you. With that being said, good brothers, would you like to inform the world what yesterday's episode was all about?
It was fitting that, yesterday we saw the Hard Boys make it their way back to WWE.
You gotta say it like you gotta say it. You gotta say it the right way though. The Hard Boys.
The Hard Boys made their way back to WWE via TNA. Are we calling it like a transfer portal? What are we calling it? It's just a
partnership. Yeah,
what is it called?
It's a working partnership.
We saw NXT where the Hard Boys were these tag team champions. So it was only fitting that championship culture broke down this belt design, talked about this belt design, and gave some love to this belt because we all know in 2024, TNA went back to TNA. They left the Impact and went back to, what some may call what they've always been called, TNA. So that what this episode was, breaking it down, talking about some stories behind it.
And for the people who are listening, could you tell us what championship belt from TNA this is for those who may not be watching but might be listening?
Absolutely. The show was entitled Tag Team Tuesday, and it was a TNA edition. So, of course, we were talking about none other than the TNA Tag Team Championships, which are held by Matt and Jeff, the Hard Boys. So that was very fitting. The Hard Boys. Yeah, so it's very interesting because there was a little bit of, if you know anything about TNA, they had a thing about red straps, and I'm glad they kept it because this belt does not disappoint. So when you get a chance, I'll let Brother Hugh talk because he might want to add some things, or he might tell me I said it all. Over to you, Brother Hugh.
I don't want to talk about the belt. Jeff Hardy has it.
Oh, man, the hate is real. That's fine.
Is that the only reason you don't want to talk about it?
Nah, you. What else can I say about it? Look at that bad boy. It's sexy.
Yeah,
look at it. Is. From the etching to the tooling, everything is perfect. The silver complements the red strap.
What about
not much of a lineage right now? What you say? I know you said something slick. What you say?
So what about the tip?
You're right.
Oh, that was spot on, bro.
Isn't that what he said last week on his unpopular opinion?
Absolutely.
More important.
Yeah, because he was definitely here last week, and there's nothing funny about it. Yep.
So he had a hat on too. So
he definitely had a hat on. So yep. So it was definitely nothing strange.
Keep the eyes glued. Yep. Because Brother Hugh, I think that there are some catchphrases that's catching on to championship culture. So be prepared for it. Might be another Tag Team Tuesday coming up. It seems to be fit in the vein of who wore it better. Does the strap matter? Versus battle. Just stay tuned on Tuesday to championship culture because you never know what the next episode will be. Hint, hint. Realness.
Interesting. Oh boy. Well, now if you haven't figured it out, and if you don't know, I am a belt guy myself. I have a few back here. That was my noise to display my belts for those who are listening. So if I cannot be on the show, if I cannot get my thoughts properly out and disrupt the show through my comments in the chats, I go back and I take notes and I bring into the show the following day. So with that being said, you know what time it is because guess what? I've got notes.
Here it comes.
I've got notes. Yippee. You heard the yippee, so you know there's a level of excitement that's going on here. Yes, the new TNA Tag Team Championship. This has been all the buzz as we ended 2024 on such a positive note for TNA Wrestling. And it was no letdown when they debuted their new championship belts. And this Tag Team Championship that is currently held by the Hardys, which we will get into in a little bit, is nothing short of amazing. When I watched this show, Brother Guy, you did an excellent job of breaking down some of the attributes of the championship and some of the callbacks that we see in a lot of ways. So if you're a TNA fan and you're happy to see what has happened in this next evolution of TNA to Impact, back to TNA Wrestling, and where it's going now. Trust me, you want to go back if you want to catch this show. I am more happy about these. Hold on, let me see. Yes, I am more happy about these tag team championships because the Hardys are carrying them. You heard that, Brother Hugh? Because the Hardys are carrying these championships. And we're going to get into that just a little bit later. We're going to talk about those tag team champions because there might be some news that may or may not have dropped on a Tuesday or episode of NXT. Possibly, who knows? But yes, it was fitting that we got a good look, an in-depth look at the new TNA Tag Team Championship. The only thing I want to see when they make these belt replicas is I prefer a little bit more shine. Like I want a more, I guess, I don't know what the term is, not a glossy finish because it's metal, but just a more kind of mirror finish. You know what I mean? Just
a
something
more
that
polished
looks like,
look.
Yeah, maybe that's the term I'm looking for. A more polished look. So I'm like, yeah, that's because when I look at it on TV and the way the Hardys have it, they look like brand new belts all the time. And I'm like, this is what I like to see. And even like the Impact titles, that the last incarnation of the Impact. Oh, the table just broke. Of the Impact Tag Team Championships was one of my favorites, and it had a nice, good shine to it. So, like I said, if you want to go back and you want to catch the full episode, I'm not going to give it away. Please go back and watch the latest episode of Championship Culture that's found on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/Wrestling Realm playlist Championship Culture. Go back and watch all the episodes so far of season 3. Go back and watch season 2, the bonus episodes, as well as season 1 if you need to catch up. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. If you're a wrestling fan, you're just going to love all this content anyway. So with that being said, I'm done. Brian, it looked like he had a long day, but it's okay. I'm still going to disrupt his day with the sound. Sorry, buddy.
Yippee!
Really?
No, it's okay.
My battle with sound this week.
Oh boy, my fault. See, I didn't know that. See, that's the one thing I'll be sensitive about. I apologize. Now I'm going to say sorry publicly. Sorry, Brian H. I didn't know that. You didn't say
nobody cares.
Brother Hugh, he didn't say it was sound. If it was anything else besides sound, I was like, look, man, it is what it is. You know what time it is. But god dang it. I know that's a different type of headache. We're not going to get into that. Trust me, sound can make or break everything you do, especially if you don't hit the record button. Moving on.
Whoa.
Going to something.
I stopped doing that one. I got caught. I stopped. I won't do that one no more.
See,
boy.
You can.
See, well, thank you.
We love you, man.
Let me potty mouth fans. Let's move on to some positivity. We are in the last week of Black History Month, and all month we have done a Black History Month spotlight for the pioneers of our culture that have made and paved the way for us in this industry. And it's been so fun doing this. It's been so educational. And guess what? This week is no different. We have a very, very special superstar this year for our Black History Month spotlight. And we're going to jump right into it. Like I said, we're starting off with some positivity. And after this, before we get into the rest of the show, I have to make an announcement. It's a public announcement, and I'm telling you right now, it's not a good announcement. It's an announcement. I'm going to make it publicly. And then after that, we'll jump into the rest of the show, Wrestling Facts. What did you watch? So on and so forth. But let's get into some more positivity. Like I said, as we close out Black History Month on a strong note with this week's Black History Month spotlight. You guys take any guesses who it may be?
Somebody on my shirt.
Oh yeah, clearly. He said somebody on my shirt. It's like
shout out for your wear.
No, you said somebody black.
Oh yeah, clearly.
Somebody black.
Well,
you're not letting that one go.
This week's Black History Month spotlight goes to none other than Sylvester Ritter, better known as the Junkyard Dog.
There he is, right front and center.
Yeah. Best known for his time in Mid-South Wrestling and the World Wrestling Federation as Junkyard Dog, or affectionately known as JYD. He was known for entering the ring with his trademark chain attached to a dog collar, headlining cards that drew large crowds regularly and sold out the Louisiana Superdome, as well as other major venues. In September 1979, Ritter moved to Mid-South Wrestling, where the booker at the time, Cowboy Bill Watts, he gave him the name and the gimmick of Junkyard Dog, taken from Jim Crochet's song Bad Bad Leroy Brown. Bad Bad Leroy Brown. Sporting a long chain attached to a dog collar and white boots, he originally came to the ring pushing a cart filled with junk called the Junk Wagon, and lost most of his early matches before the character caught on and became a top face in the company. He feuded with some of Mid-South's top heels, including a now infamous angle with the Fabulous Freebirds, which they binded him with hair cream. In the summer of 1984, Ritter left Mid-South at the peak of his feud with Butch Reed for the World Wrestling Federation. On March 31st, 1985, he wrestled at the inaugural WrestleMania, defeating Intercontinental Champion Greg Valentine by countout, but not winning the title. In July, he lost to Don Morocco in the first round of the inaugural King of the Ring tournament, and on November 7th, JYD won the Wrestling Classic tournament by defeating the Iron Sheik, Moondog Spot, and Randy Savage by countout in the finals. JYD was subsequently involved in feuds with likes of Adrian Adonis, the Funk Brothers, Dory and Terry, and a feud with King of the Ringer, Harley Race, which led to a match between the two at WrestleMania 3 on March 29, 1987, where JYD lost and had to bow down to Race per the stipulation. He competed also in the inaugural Royal Rumble match at the namesake event on January 24, 1988, but was eliminated by Dino Bravo. Shortly after a loss to Rick Rude at the inaugural SummerSlam on August 29th, JYD would finish his career in the NWA/World Championship Wrestling and later on the independent circuit. The Junkyard Dog was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2004. He was a staple in the rock and wrestling era of the 80s and a true icon and legend to our sport. That is why Sylvester Ritter, the Junkyard Dog, is our Black History Month Spotlight of the Week.
Yes, sir.
And there you have it. Wasn't that good? Huh?
Yeah,
Very fitting. Yes, sir.
I figured
Yes,
that'd be a great way for us to finish out our something I love that we do every year is our Black History Month Spotlight. As we're bringing February to a close, as we bring in Black History Month to close. But guess what? Whether you like it or not, Black history is American history, and it's something that should be celebrated all year long. But in this month, I think we did it justice this year, fellas, when it came to our Black History Month spotlights. Go back and preview for the last 4 weeks, all of our Black History Month spotlights. You learn something new if you didn't know, and trust me, you'll get a nice piece of education, especially for us people of color that people that really paved the way for us. Well, with that being said, as we're moving on, because we're trucking along pretty good, I have an announcement to make, good brothers. We're about to get into our wrestling room facts. We're gonna pick it up with some positivity. We're gonna have a little bit of fun. But I have to make an announcement, and I'm making it publicly. It is official. As of today, February 26th, I will not be attending WrestleMania this year in Las Vegas. Now, I was originally set to make it to this year's Mania. It has been about, 12 or 13 years in the making, where it's been try to fail. And this, unfortunately, I thought I was this close. I thought this was going to be the year. But unfortunately, I will not be in attendance. But I had to make it clear. Nonetheless, it's going to be a fun show. The road to WrestleMania has been full of twists and turns. We're going to talk about some of those twists and turns on tonight's show. But I just wanted to let you guys know that ahead of time. I'm saying it publicly because this is going to play into something much bigger, but it's documented that I've officially announced that I will not be making WrestleMania this year like I originally thought I was going to. But I will be there in spirit.
Is this a work or shoot? Or is this a work face shoot?
This is a work.
That's going to be a work. Then we're going to work ourselves into a shoot.
I wish it was. The only way I'll make it to WrestleMania this year is if I win the Slim Jim competition that I filled out on WWE.com a month ago.
Let's go.
So you must have won. Look, he must have won. He's trying to be like,
the drawing.
I'm in Mania. Look at me.
It'd be a nice story. The drawing is not until March, so we'll see. But if
March is Saturday.
So I think I can check the website sometime in, I believe, early March. They make the announcement. But so yeah, if it's not
let's go.
It's not on the card for me. So
it's a work.
Every week we do a segment. We have a revolving segment. We have our wrestling room facts, and we have our unpopular opinions. Last week, we had some very unpopular opinions, so it's a much more peaceful way to start the show. This week, we are back with...
Wait, what was the number one unpopular opinion last week?
The number one unpopular opinion was... You asked me personally, or because it was that the brother Hugh has said that the belt tips was more important than the main plate on championship belts. Listen, if that's what that brother believed... You know the rules. We can't argue with it. I said, clearly.
He is doing good with these unpopular opinions.
I said, goodness gracious, brother Hugh.
Hold on.
I That's a very championship culture way of doing things.
Yo, real quick. Jermaine just said the rest of the vertically blessed brothers of the Black IWC will represent you well. Jermaine is also above the 6'6" click.
Jermaine, I appreciate you, brother.
Everybody's waiting for y'all to, do the two
sweet. It's going to happen one day, brother. It's going to happen.
Jermaine, always from Houston,
shout out,
big bro.
Absolutely, man. I appreciate that's actually my brother's real name, even though I call him the Bob. That's
right.
His birth name is actually Jermaine. Yeah, it's
my guy.
Yeah. So thank you, brother. I appreciate that. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what this community is all about. I'm greatly appreciated. So thank you, sir.
Stop lying.
He's 6'10".
He said 5'10".
He wrote.
Because Dwayne is 6'12". He's 6'12".
Yeah, he goes. It's always 6'12". I need a T-shirt that's gonna say 6'12". It's gonna say quote the guy. They're like, what does that mean? Trust me, he knows. So, but like I said, this week it is time for our Wrestling Realm Facts. So here we are. You guys ready? This is always fun. What is Wrestling Realm Facts? Hold on. Had to hype this up a little bit. Wrestling Realm Facts is a segment that we do, a revolving segment that we do each week, where the fans can get to know their host just a little bit better. You can learn about us as wrestling fans. Things like, what do we like? Our first merchandise, our favorite pay-per-view, things of that nature. These are the facts. So people can have an idea of who they're listening to and who they can relate to. So this week it is, of course, our Wrestling Realm Facts. Next week, it'll be back to our unpopular opinion. But today, on such a positive note, we're going to talk about some facts that you all need to know about the hosts of the Wrestling Realm. Now, good brothers, I proposed a question to you earlier, and I said this is something that's like a rite of passage, especially for us brothers. And this week's Wrestling Realm Facts question was, who was your very first wrestling crush?
Why did he start dancing like that? We're gonna just ignore the fact that he did that. Okay.
I had to do it 20 seconds because we're monetized now. So but there it is. I had to set it up. That is, I said people need to know that. That's something that's important because you know we had them, and now the people need to learn about us. So who wants to go first to answer the question so the fans can all know? This week's Wrestling Realm Facts question is, who was your first wrestling crush? Should we do rock, paper, scissors? What do you want to do? Huh?
That actually sounds like fun. Let's do rock, paper,
here we go. Everybody, rock, paper, scissors to the camera. You ready? Here we go. Hold on. You ready? Hold on. Shoot. All right, ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
I got rock.
It's the two gumps down the bottom got rocks, and then they got.
Right, go ahead. So go ahead. Go ahead, brother guy, brother Hugh. Rock, paper, scissors. One another round.
Let's go.
Go ahead. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Bam.
He changed it,
brother Hugh, you choose who goes first.
Let's go with the fresh one up top.
Brian H. is not letting. He is looking real fresh though, real clean. I know you probably had a long day, man, but you look nice. Look at you. You looking real. I seen the line when I was getting on into the studio. But Brian H.
What we call him? What we call him before the show? We called him what? Almond.
He was very almondy.
He was very almondy. Almond brown.
Look how he's smiling. Look at that smile. Look at that smile. He needs to be on the cover. Look at him.
He said he is whole so almondy.
Yes.
You so almondy.
He gonna be ladies. He can be your first crush too.
That's it. I'm about to hit the careless whisper music again, but
y'all just give me time to make this social clip that's about to everybody see Dwayne dancing.
Bro, listen, let it rip. and then when I get the video, I'm gonna turn it into a GIF, and it's going. So when y'all see that video, every time I say something funny in the group text, you're gonna see me doing that dances.
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh.
So, Brian H. This week's Wrestling Realm Fact, sir. Who was your first wrestling crush?
I mean, it was at a time when, women's wrestling was on a resurgence in the WWF. the World Wrestling Federation, and she was the first woman to main event Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
And her name is not Trish Stratus, the one that's forever crushed. It's the one and only Alundra Blaze. So yeah,
there you have it.
Alundra Blaze, and I wouldn't be remiss because I'll hear her mouth if I don't mention this. But Krista B had the audacity to just blow the spot up when we met her a few years ago, and goes, "Yeah, I want to stop after we finish talking to you. I want to make sure that you meet Brian because you was his first ever wrestler crush." But
wow,
yeah, she did that, and I got a nice hug out of it, so it all worked out. I was like,
you never told me that story, buddy.
Oh yeah, she was like, "Oh, come here," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And Ciendo had actually caught it on video, like the end of it, and she's like, "Let's take our picture." It ended up being a group photo, but I wanted my solo photo.
Yeah, you sound like you're disappointed by yourself. It ended up being a group photo. A group.
like we can get the group one, but I needed my solo.
Hey, listen, just coming a little closer. There you go. She looked absolutely stunning at the Hall of Fame. I was like, oh my goodness, wait a goddamn minute. So don't make the face, brother. Hugh. She did. She looked stunning.
She's a hater.
So shout out to you, Brian H. Your first wrestling crush being Alundra Blaze. All right. Well,
that was early in the game too, because
it definitely was.
Yeah, brother Hugh, he was all late as always. I ain't gonna tell who his first crush was. And no, it wasn't Fabulous Moolah, but he was a little late.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that is.
The Moolah was the baddie though. Way back in the day.
Don't do that.
Oh my goodness! Have you seen pictures when she was young?
Mae Young too.
Back in the 1700s.
Definitely. Okay, you be respectful.
What?
Fabulous Moolah and Mae Young. Mae Young was actually she was a fox.
Yeah.
Mae Young was. She was. Yeah, I get it.
She was gorgeous.
Mercury had a hand.
Yeah. Hey yo.
Wow.
Man, what you see, man? Let me tell you something, man. Look, hey, Brian, let me tell you, man was real good to me. Why you think they call me chocolate?
Wow.
Okay.
Shout out to Mark, man. Shout out to Mark.
Well, since I lost, I guess I'll go. And when it comes to this week's Wrestling Room Facts, question of the week is: who was your first wrestling crush? Realness, who was it? I'm glad you asked. My first pro wrestling crush was none other than Sable.
You tried it. I heard it.
You heard it? That's it. Was it loud for the mic?
Hey man, I told you my ears been percolating, so I hear everything.
I tried to do the growl and the snap like a music. Yes, none other than Sable. Oh my goodness, I fell in love with Sable. Are you kidding me? Now I didn't pay her no mind. She was with Mark Merrill. It's because she was dazzled up looking like a game show hostess or something like that.
That's
but
the best way to put it. Yes,
that's why she was looking like very Vanna Whitish, right? So then okay, we got a lot of Real Fortune vibes going on. But when she started beefing with Mark Merrill, and she kind of brought back women being a focal point, and then she was also physical in the ring and she could wrestle too. Oh boy, you couldn't tell me nothing. Now there's a million moments that Sable had in professional wrestling, but it's not that hard to figure out why. So there you have it. That was my first pro wrestling crush. Was none other than Sable. Is Sable in the Hall of Fame? She's not in the Hall of Fame, is she?
Oh,
is she in the Hall of Fame? I don't think she's in the Hall of Fame.
No, she is.
I don't think she is.
Yeah. I'm sure there's some things that probably need to be worked out, but of course. So yes, none other than that. Brother Guy, you're on the clock. Who was your first wrestling crush? We know, but we're just about to introduce you to the world. Just let the world. I mean, if they listen to the last 2 weeks, they know who you've been talking about consistently. But for those that may not know, Brother Guy, who was your first wrestling crush?
Oh, so I know y'all have a lot of nostalgia on y'all list. But
please be careful what you say, Brother Guy, because I will be cracking jokes. I'm just giving you a heads up.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all have a lot of nostalgia, and it was like, that was nice. But my first wrestling crush is my first true love when it comes to wrestling. And her name is none other than Go ahead, real this. Y'all should all know.
Everybody knows.
Yes, my favorite, Miss Victoria, Miss Lisa Marie. Oh, buddy, it was something about her when she came to the ring when she was just there, and then when I met her in person, it was like a dream come true. This lady is a perfect human being, perfect everything in my mind. So that was my first. That's my. She's not even my crush. She's my love.
We can hear you smiling as you're talking about her. Like you got a graphic on the screen, and I'm like, I can hear his cheeks are elevated while he's talking about this lady.
I do. I love Victoria. I love every WWE TNA. And when I got a chance to meet her, I think I sent you the pictures, and it was just like we were just made for each other. I love her. It's nothing.
I think I remember
in
that
the
too,
world
though.
of the women wrestling, and it was trying to establish what the women's wrestling was. She did a lot of things what like Natalia did. She did a lot for the roster, and she wasn't selfish, and she was very, very easy on the eyes. She played her character well, but something about Victoria just always did it for me.
Nah, yeah,
So,
she was always
love
bad.
her.
So there you have it.
I love Victoria.
So,
The motorcycle Victoria on TNA.
that's
everything.
what I was laughing about. I said because you said when she's like, man, when she put on that leather, things just got hotter.
You did.
Oh boy,
It was something about it.
ride
Yep.
up on a Kawasaki motorcycle and leather.
Mm-hmm. Did I ever
So
see
there
the
you have
pictures
it.
of me and her? Did I ever send
I
those?
believe
to
you.
you?
Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
Nah, we saw him. Trust me, because we were like,
I'm waiting to see her
met.
again. Anytime
No,
I make a post on Instagram, she reminds me that she loves me. So I just
she
want
does.
the world to know
Does she?
that.
Doesn't she follow
She
you?
does.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
okay, that's what I thought.
she likes anything I post about her. Yeah.
I mean, listen, brother. Keep
Mhm.
posting. One day, you feel me? One day we keep it
Now
hope
show that
alive.
Legends deal. Yes.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you,
Mhm.
so you know you can have access to her.
Victoria
Fanatics
for the
Fest coming up in
Hall of
summer.
Fame.
It's coming. You know
Yep.
it's coming.
We need her.
Shout out
We
to
need her.
Victoria, man. We seen
We
Victoria.
need.
You say
Yes.
what? What is he, Brian H?
I said we seen Victoria. Shout out to Victoria.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'm nervous by why you said that like that. I'm like, wait, I missed out on
We
something?
see
Because
Victoria.
I don't know if I didn't see Victoria the way you saw Victoria, but anyways, those are our wrestling crushes, ladies and gentlemen. So now you know a little more about us. What's up?
Brother,
he
you went.
he just skipped me.
You missed the gimmick. Like the gimmick was I was gonna do the thing, but he just that's cool though. That's fine.
That's all good. It's all good.
Nope. Keep this little overlay I had. That's cool. All right. Well, Brian Nate's messed up the gimmick, but we're gonna jump into it. We do have one. We have one more. It's Brother Hugh. Brother Hugh.
Reset his look. This take 1. 3, 2, 1,
okay.
go.
Okay. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. We haven't. But wait a minute. Don't call it a comeback. We have someone that has a special fact for us. But no, Brother Hugh, you won the intense round of rock, paper, scissors amongst the brothers. So for your wrestling round facts question of the week, who, my friend, was your very first wrestling crush? Look at Brian at his face. He can't wait to call you out on this one.
Yeah, he definitely called me out earlier in the chat.
He definitely did. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, he did. But my first wrestling crush was Marlena, aka Terry Runnels.
She was fine.
Yeah,
she was.
She was bad. You know.
She was.
Now I was wondering with this question because technically she wasn't a wrestler.
Okay.
Is it women wrestlers or
No, it was just pro wrestling. It was your first pro wrestling crush. You feel me?
Okay, because my first choice was Jackie. But technically Terry, she was there before Jackie. I think she came in with 96. So yeah, I definitely got to go with the She Devil. Yep. She was just bad to me.
Yeah,
she was. She was beautiful. She was bad when she was puffing a cigar. She ran things. You know what I mean? So as a young pup, that I loved it. I loved it.
She's such a 90s baddie, that big blonde, big hair.
Right.
I'd say we had similar hair. We could have went on double dates with these women. Big blonde hair.
Terry reminded Hugh of her feistiness, reminded him of his crush back in middle school.
There it is. Did I say he couldn't wait to call you out? Did I say that? I told you he was just waiting for his opportunity.
We need to hear it.
Used to giving them kicks to the shins.
Hey, yo, he crazy.
I don't know if we can say what we used to call him because everything's so sensitive now.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
But she a baddie now. Dark. She a baddie now.
Definitely is.
You're not gonna say a name, brother?
We're not gonna spill the beans.
Okay,
hey, what's up?
See, it's always fun when you have two guys on the show that's known each other since they was kids. So you can't get nothing past nothing.
And they got stories. They got stories and points of references.
All right, one more question. Do you think she's listening to the show right now?
No.
You
never
know. Who you guys are talking about? I don't know.
You never
Brother,
know.
you look better than you. If you get a text or slide into the DM, please let the brothers know.
Oh, we will. Oh, definitely.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is our Wrestling Realm Facts. Next week, we will be back with our unpopular opinion. Where Wrestling Realm, we come up with some very unpopular opinions, and guess what? No one can argue with it. You just have to sit there and deal with it. So that's much more negative. With that being said, good brothers, we're on a roll. Yeah, it's got to sit there and deal with it. Brother Hugh set the tone a long time ago. He's such a Jeff Hardy hater. I didn't know. I can't talk about it. Anyways, we're on the road to WrestleMania. Excuse me, not just any year, but the most popular year of the highest popularity. He said 0809. Sorry, I'm sorry. Out of all the years,
he added Jeff Hardy, and then told you what the footnote was.
See, and this is why I'm mad that I may be solo in Vegas because Jeff Hardy was just announced as the guest of honor for Wale Mania.
Oh
so
my
he's
god!
Coming to the cookout.
He got an invite to the goddamn cookout. You know he's gonna be singing on the mic.
I was like, he's gonna sing.
Crazy.
He's gonna sing "Pretty Brown Eyes." Watch.
He might though. That guy's well endowed in music. He knows all types of genres. He is a oh my goodness.
You saw the video of him sing. What was that song he was singing? He was just recently singing some R&B song.
He was singing Shy. If I ever fall in love again.
And he was
on it. That's what I said, bro. That dude is a musician. And brother Hugh, out of all, I still can't believe he said 0809. Like he didn't say none of his bad years.
No Way Out.
None of the years he had rough times. Go ahead, Brian.
Exactly. I was like, I'm watching No Way Out 2009. And the line that Kaz put out for make the announcement is bigger than Obama 08. That's how big the equivalent what he was putting Jeff Hardy.
Well,
I still remember the day Brandon called and was like, Jeff Hardy is WWE champion. I swear, I watched that match. I had it on my iPod Touch. I used to watch it like every day before work.
Ooh, I was like, took it back, didn't he?
Whatever. Because I was when I tell you and remember the other thing I said, Brian. You know what that means? He's gonna be in Baltimore as our champion.
That's the first thing.
Remember that was first thing you thought about. Like, he's gonna be because Friday. I mean, no, was it Tuesday? Tuesday was SmackDown. I was like, he's gonna be here as our champion. Was it Tuesday or Thursday? What was SmackDown doing? Was it Tuesday? Because it was
it Thursday at that time?
No, you're thinking of the world champion, Brandon. I'm talking about his first WWE championship.
Yeah, remember he came to Baltimore. That was the first time he came because he didn't appear on Raw. He appeared on SmackDown because we went to SmackDown that night.
No, I ain't go to that SmackDown. I went to the other SmackDown.
Oh yeah, you're right.
In the summertime.
Yeah.
Oh,
because the WWE
when he was world champion, because him and CM Punk fought in the cage match, and they rushed and built the cage, so they didn't jump on him.
I remember it, but I was like, when he won that, I remember something. I thought it was you. So I was like, oh, he's going to be here as champion because he didn't show up on Raw. He showed up on SmackDown.
The WWE Championship was still on SmackDown at the time. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Well, like I said, we have a lot to get into today. We have to talk about Elimination Chamber. We got to talk about NXT. We got to figure out what did we watch this week. So, without further ado, no need to delay. Let's ask our co-hosts Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa to help us get this show started and to ring the bell for us, gentlemen.
Want to ring the bell?
Ding, ding.
Thank you, Apollo Creed and Rocky Balboa. The bell has rung, and it is time for us to start the show. Every week, we do a segment called What Did You Watch? Where the brothers discuss what they watched this week to get their minds and their hearts prepared to have these pro wrestling conversations to help better educate and inform the fans around the world who are listening to try to get some verification, maybe a little bit more clarification, or just for fun. And so this week is no different as we talk about Elimination Chamber on this crazy road to WrestleMania and the main event of our show, The Rock telling Cody Rhodes he wants his soul.
Your soul is mine.
Yes, we're going to talk about it anymore because we have an explanation. But of course, we have to ask the good brothers, what did you watch? Sponsored by our good friends at SeatGeek. If you're looking to purchase tickets to concerts, live shows, sporting events, and more, head over to SeatGeek.com where you can use our promo code Wrestling Realm for any one-time purchase of $50 or more. That's promo code Wrestling Realm on any one-time purchase of $50 or more. What he said. Good brothers, what did you watch? Who wants to go first? Brother Hugh. Even though you were here last week, just in case you might not have been here last week, why don't you go first, good brother? It's like, no, brother guy.
I'm gonna go. I mean, it's whatever.
Okay, well, okay, look at you being a good sport. So, brother Hugh, since you were here last week, there was nothing strange about the fact that you only popped up a few times. What did you watch, brother Hugh?
Well, you alluded to it earlier, and we're gonna talk about it later. I watched I watched The Rock try to tap into his black side and come out to Lil Wayne's Block is Hot. I was like,
he definitely
okay,
embraced
that's
his
interesting.
African American side.
Right. And then he came out and asked Cody Rhodes, our black champion, for his soul. Somebody trying to get invited to the cookout. That's all I'm trying to say.
It was definitely a Soul Man Rocky Johnson moment. You know, I
It definitely was
together at the moment, but he mentioned his father. He said, look, man, my father and your father, we have a history of New Orleans. It's that thing where it's like you want to say stuff, but you can't say it on TV because maybe that, who knows. Anyway. So you said you watched The Rock came back. And they paid for that. You hear the crazy part was, I don't know. It was just like I was like, wait a minute, why do we got this? Listen, we had a little bit of New Orleans flavor on our show every once in a while. We play this every once in a while.
Take a hop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Take a hop, girl.
Yes, sir.
See, we can be like The Rock too. We can be like The Rock too, but yes, The Rock did make his
ones that don't tell me to stop.
Stop. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Stop. I need a hood. Ones that don't I gotta keep it PG.
Right, that's why you gotta keep it other word.
Definitely before we get the explicit tag on Spotify for the podcast this week. But yes, The Rock did return this week on SmackDown as the final boss. Yes, sir.
Insider, Brother Brian and I were supposed to perform that in the talent show.
Hey,
I thought that was gonna slip past him.
I just literally said this is what happens when you got people that have known each other since they was kids.
You definitely
nothing gets past.
You queued it up.
Oh, that was perfect.
He was gonna forget.
No.
No. You're welcome.
Because he definitely called you out earlier, so it's only fitting.
I was gonna kick it off. I was gonna be Manny Fresh. Yeah, he was gonna be Turk.
I would pay $13 right now to see that happen.
Well, speaking of which,
$13.
$13. That's not even $40.
Nah, bro.
I put like
that's not even 20.
Everybody on YouTube, if y'all feel so generous, just go ahead and throw a couple dollars in the super chat, and then maybe we'll perform. Because
there you go.
Do that now.
That's a paid incentive. So I might go in the super chat and add my $13.
You will put 13. Yeah, you put your 13. I'll put my 13. Let's see if we can get a performance.
Come on now, listen. A few more dollars, we can get to 30. We might be on a roll. His 13, my 13, and make 26. So, but
and we get people in the comments to make up the other 4.
Listen to me. I'm sure we can happen. Oh my goodness! Shout out to Ben Walker and Brother Raj. We got quite a few people. Or somebody said Leon King TV said Tamina Snuka is the baddest out of everyone. Listen, oh boy, I've had my days with her too.
Look here. You're like,
I had the same. I once had the same issue that Brother Hugh had with Charlotte and Nia Jax, but for me it was Tamina and Layla. But that's in the past.
I was gonna say I had a brief moment with Layla and Victoria, but Victoria kept winning. So
dang, that's okay. We got to move on.
I had a connection with a young lady, similar to what Brandon has with Miss Lisa.
Really?
Yeah, Brian knows about it.
Uh-oh.
We clicked just like that.
Hey, look, you see Brian. Brian looked down like he didn't want to see it. Like he's like, all you saw was Brian's eyes speak up. Like, nope. Are we moving on yet? We moving on.
She likes guys from Baltimore too. I'm just saying.
I'm intrigued now.
Right.
He said, It's a lot. It's a lot of this going on tonight, buddy. It's so much you can't say. It's cool though. It's cooking in here right now. It's definitely cooking. Anyway, I guess we got to move on. But brother guy, what did you watch this week, sir?
Oh man, it started off one way, but I'm gonna tell you how it ended. Because for some reason, after Monday Night Raw, a lot of clips started surfacing about Akira Tozawa, and it made me realize that I totally forgot. And realness, you'll probably know exactly where I'm going. It's different classes of New Japan, and when you in that light heavyweight / cruiserweight, it's a different style than the other classes. And I went back and I was like, I watched this 205 live stuff, and then I was watching the match that he won the cruiserweight title, and I kept saying to myself, I was like, why did this seem so familiar? Totally forgot they wrestled in ROH when he was Pac, and it was Akira Tozawa as part of that promotion that they had with New Japan. And I was like, this is why he's trending. Yep. And I was like, Akira was a different beast, but that's what the thing was with New Japan. When you are in that cruiserweight style or light heavyweight, it was a different style. So that took me down a rabbit hole, and I was like, yep. Even though we knew he wasn't going to beat Gunther, he showed a little bit of, I don't want to say dog in a fight, but I was like, it made me realize, oh yeah, I forgot how when he signed to WWE, how big of a deal that was, that they were picking up those guys from that weight class for 205, and it added a different feel to it. So I would implore you, go back and watch some of that 205 live stuff. Even if you just go back and just look up Tozawa, and you'll see, oh, this is him. But you know what? The man got a job. He fits in very well in that act, and he can pull out the wrestling when he need to, as we can.
And he's respected. And he's respected in his role.
He ain't going nowhere. He gonna be there.
Like Vince loved him and his little gimmick, but then even when he transformed kind of back to himself, his first, who he really was, he's almost not on R-Truth levels, but he's going down that direction where he's dependable, he's useful. He showed a dog in a fight the other day against Gunther. And but yeah, no doubt. That's it's a shout out to Akira Tozawa.
Yeah, I think it was 2012 was the golden year for him. I think it was 2012 was like was it 12 and 13 or was it 12 and 14? It's something around that time. There was like he was really like, how Kenta and all those was up and coming at different times. He was one of those.
Yeah, and I remember the biggest thing was his weight loss transformation. He had slimmed down incredibly. And that was
he looked like a whole different person.
Even Gunther mentioned it. He said we even changed, he said you and I, we've even changed our physiques to show that we belong. So shout out to Akira Tozawa. What about you, Brian H? What did you watch this week, sir?
Right now, I actually threw on No Way Out 2004, and your wrestling crush is walking out with Tori to start the show. This is the infamous night where good old Eddie Guerrero became the WWE champion. So yeah, this was what I decided to throw on. I actually been watching a lot of old school video game footage, and I'm like looking back at some of the old SmackDowns, seeing how they compare. I was actually playing a few of them this past weekend, and I realized PlayStation 2 is like the best era of video games, just in life and gaming. Like, I don't need the games to look real. Now, with that being said, I will be excited when WWE 2K25 comes out, but I don't need to be watching a video game. When I'm playing a video game, I don't need to feel like I'm watching TV. Like, those worlds can be separated.
Now, listen, anytime Brian H goes back down the video game rabbit hole, I feel like you go back to a part of yourself. You go back to that's because when you first said you went to video game, I was like, wait a minute, were you on Twitch this week? But no,
I was just watching some stuff, and then I threw on my PlayStation. I started playing. I was playing SmackDown. Shut Your Mouth, and Here Comes the Pain.
Here Comes the Pain was the game changer.
Yeah.
Not that Shut Your Mouth wasn't. Don't get me wrong. I'm not hating. I'm saying like
it solidified the PlayStation 2 because like Just Bring It was kind of rushed. So yeah, it was just like, okay, it just looks good compared to but it's still like they took away some of the stuff. So SmackDown, Shut Your Mouth kind of put some of that stuff back in, but it had a big roster because it's like the Ruthless Aggression meets the Attitude Era, and then Here Comes the Pain was like finally like, okay, now we here, and that set the tone.
Now was Here Comes the Pain the first one where they had the Hell in a Cell match on there?
That was Shut Your Mouth was where the first time the Hell in a Cell to the ring. SmackDown 2.
No.
It's the first one with the Hell in the Cell.
I blame myself for even bringing that up.
I was just saying it was the first one. No,
it's cool. I should have just left it alone for it because what I was referring to was like being able to climb up the cage and throw people off and go through it and stuff.
Oh, yeah, you could do that because you could. The SmackDown 2 had the middle center, and the goal was always to line your opponent in the middle and throw him right through the roof.
Still not
was that on No Mercy? Like I'm not trying to troll, I promise, because I can't remember.
No, it was not.
I didn't know they didn't have it. I promise you for once. But the last part of the video game aspect is I want to get a GameCube because my cousin had WrestleMania X8, but I never like spent a lot of time with those games, and I really want to get into those, like the Day of Reckonings and stuff like that.
I had Day of Reckoning. It was
those so good.
Day of Reckoning was easy to play and really easy gameplay, but that's how GameCube was because GameCube kind of followed suit of like Nintendo 64. So it's like there was never super complicated. Why don't I have whatever happened to my GameCube? I have no idea what happened to my game.
I just know that one day you gonna have to come over here. I'll make your nephew order you some pizza.
Oh, we good.
You take care of this No Mercy problem I got.
I got you. No problem. With this, you tell me the date and the time, and I'll make time to do that. And it's no problem. If you need me my controller, I got that too. I got at least two.
I got two controllers, but they got Horse Brain Low Man, and before.
Bro, say the word. Say the word. You don't got to threaten me with. Listen to me. You don't got to threaten me with a good time. You hear me, brother? You hear me? That sounds like content. You ain't got to threaten me with a good time. So you say the word, brother, and we're gonna make that happen. So it's gonna be a good old No Mercy time.
We might have to have a gaming night on the Wrealm now because
we got to, and then we got to film it.
I'll have to keep talking about this by myself. I know y'all. We could go down the rabbit hole. This is a select show, but bro, like Brother Rod's talking about he still got his GameCube. Brother Rod still got his first $1 he spent, so we know he's still got all those games.
That is true.
I don't mean to air Brother Rod out, and I probably shouldn't do this, but I'm almost sure he's rich. I'm almost positive he's a millionaire and probably doesn't want anybody to know it. So
I believe that.
I didn't mean to air you out like that, Brother Raj, but there it is.
Stay out of the way of homecoming. That's all. Just stay out of the way of homecoming.
No blocking, even when the block is hot. See what I did there? What I did there. So yes. But let me tell you what I watched this week. We got to do that. We have to back to the video. I can't let this go.
In the words of Coley, talk to me, baby.
We have to make up for the times that we didn't have as kids. It's like we're grown now, but I refuse to grow up like because I went to as a rest kid. I don't have to grow up. That's what they told me in the commercial. So we got to go back and we got to have that Nintendo 64 moment. It's like, okay, cool. We're going to order pizza. We're grown so we can stay up as late as we want to. And we got to play the game. And we have to talk about it. And we have to record it so people can see what we're doing. So there you have it. But let me tell you what I watched this week. Good gosh. I watched a Lotus SmackDown show. And I know this is an unpopular opinion week, good brothers, but don't do that, brother. He said, and I know he's saying that. He saw Moose on one side and he saw Jeff Hardy on the other.
I just didn't appreciate my future women's champion getting smacked like that. But
this is intriguing. This is why I had to bring this up. This week was I said, what are you watching this week? Realness. I said, okay. And I was on, you know me, my schedule is insane. So I'm on the move, right? I went from the iPad to inside the gym with a phone to took the phone up to the car to back in the crib to the TV because I was not missing this episode of NXT. I'm trying to tell you. That's how real it was for me. Everybody's like, what is he watching? I had no shame. Other adults is walking past me while I'm watching SmackDown. I'm like, yes, this is NXT, not SmackDown.
In the gym?
Yes, in the gym. Like balls are bouncing everywhere. Parents are waiting to pick their kids up. And I'm like this watching NXT with the volume all the way up. Okay. No AirPods. But this is what I watched this week. Now, brothers, what I was going to say for Brother Hugh said, I don't know, man. I saw some things. I know it's not unpopular opinion week, but I think we got to stop hating on Moose. I don't know if it's because of his name. I just assume that when Moose signs with WWE, he's gonna say like Moose is in the past. My name is like Derek Jenkins or something crazy like that, just to get a fresh start. But I don't know, man. Moose came out there. What's that?
I was talking to Brother Brandon earlier, and I actually gave him his props because he was out. He showed his butt on Tuesday.
I don't know, fellas. Come on, let's talk about it.
I still don't like his move. It looks phony to me. But
which move?
The spear? The little spear flipping.
The Bobby Lashley spear. Yeah, that's what Bobby. He's biting off Bobby Lashley. Come on, don't bite off another black bald guy.
Hey, I'm gonna leave that alone. But hey, like I said, he showed his butt on Tuesday, and I was actually entertained by that match.
I'm telling you, we gotta talk about it.
Then your boy Oba Femi came out there looking like Joe Hendry.
What did I tell you after you said that?
I don't remember. You probably, I probably tuned you out. I ain't gonna hold you.
Oh, okay.
Hey, yo, why did he say he came out looking like? Oh my God!
Because he don't know what to say out his mouth, as we can clearly see.
He don't know how to act. He fresh off a plane. I mean, the fact that he was here last week. Don't get me wrong, but hypothetically, if he would be fresh off a plane, this is how he would be acting right now.
Mm-hmm.
Oba Femi, first of all, Oba Femi needs to tone down his fake Nigerian accent. Like it's not that thick. We've heard him switch his voice up. He don't got to talk that hard. Like, come on now. We heard him. He exposed himself, and you know it's the truth. It's like, bro, you could just.
I'm not talking about his accent.
Tone it down. Just bring it down a notch. Because I'm like, bro, he's going super hard with it. But like, bro, we heard this dude switch his voice up. Like, oh, okay, so he's like Apollo Crews.
I was gonna say just like Apollo Crews.
Yeah, like they still have their accents, but it's like when you kind of adapt to your surroundings after a while. You kind of pick up a different dialect. We saw also Ricky Saints, his debut. We got to talk about his first match in NXT. Did it live up to the hype? As well as, like I said, Jordan Gray, she's calling her shot, and of course against Roxanne Perez. I said, oh boy, she's my new favorite. She earned my respect at the Royal Rumble. I said, okay, I see what the heck everybody's buzzing about her. I see why now. She's going to be a problem. And of course, the Hardys showing up on NXT. This is just an audition. They got new WWE shirts. They made it very clear. WWE's always been our home, no matter where we go. I did not tell y'all when Jeff Hardy got there, he wasn't going to try to go back. Jeff Hardy's like, he's sweat right now. He is begging. Like, we just want to make things right with WWE. I just want to show him I'm a different person. I can be on my best behavior. I said, I told you that was going to happen. That's why they didn't let him go back to a big venue.
Yep, 2026 Hall of Famer.
Bro, if they had gone into a 10,000 like capacity arena, Jeff Hardy wouldn't have went back to TNA.
He got sick. The Rumble.
Yeah, no. If he would have felt that pop the Rumble, he would quit right there like, TNA, this ain't for me. Please let me go home. I'm about to retire.
Let me out of my contract.
Let me retire. I just want to go home to my kids, and then showed up on WWE programming the next night. But yeah, I watched this, man. He can't. He said it. He's an adrenaline junkie, especially now that he's clean. He finds other things to kind of feed that, that piece of him that's looking for that excitement, that thrill. But I don't know, fellas. Oba Femi versus Moose. It's almost inevitable. Is this what we've been waiting for that we didn't know that we needed? Is Moose ready for the big time? Is this the match? Is this the match that Oba Femi needs? We talked about this before, right? We say, well, who's going to dethrone him? Now, it's not impossible. It's because we saw what happened with Gunther in his reign as the United Kingdom champion, and we saw how Ilya Dragunov just had his number. But the way they fought in that match, it made sense how every time he lost to him, it made sense why he lost to him. It was like, okay, cool. He took it to Gunther in a way that we haven't seen him before. So when it comes to the discussion of how does a big guy lose, how can a dominant force lose to, it's possible. But we have two behemoths. We have Oba Femi, dominant NXT champion. He's a dominant champion. He's no nonsense. He's not there for no stuff. And we have Moose. Moose has been waiting his entire life for this opportunity. Are you guys buying this right now? Are you still, Brother Hugh? You've already given Moose a sense. Like, I don't know, maybe we got to start looking at this differently. Brother Brandon, do you and Brandon still hate him?
I'm gonna say this: Oba's losing that title.
Oh,
Over
yeah.
because
That's
he
what you
came
said. Yeah, that's what you said.
he came up. No, that's not what I said. We ain't gonna talk about what I said since you ain't paying attention. What I was back to this conversation, the current conversation. Um, Moose is going to lose that. I mean, Moose is going to take that title because
No, brother
one
guy.
factor they didn't show on this, or they didn't show on NXT. And remember, I was texting. Moose has the system behind him at the pay per view. They're going to help him win that belt because remember, they were all he chased up. He beat the system up. Moose ran away, right? And then they was all like, "You did this. You invited him here." But they're going to be in his corner to make sure that he gets that title because that's what I think. You can't have a decorated champion like Moose lose because then that mean you already had Jordan Grace lose to a TNA. I mean, an NXT person. You want him? No, give it to him, and then Moose gets it back at a TNA pay per view. That's what I think they're going to do because it's the only way they. Because like we said it before, that first run's out of the way, he comes back and does something more. What if he takes both titles? We don't know. I just think that it's got to be a reason. If we were thinking about this, imagine the Intercontinental Champion versus the NXT Champion.
True.
What will we be thinking? You
Right.
get what I'm saying? So that's how I'm looking at it. But I'm looking at it as the Intercontinental Champion, AJ Styles versus the NXT Champion. AJ's not losing to an NXT Champion. Let's call it what it is.
What
Moose
if the NXT
is a
champion was Adam
decorated-
Cole?
No, because that's his first title. When
Got
you
it.
still got those accolades behind the other person. So I don't see TNA keep letting their champions lose in that matter because Jordan Grace took the loss. You think they're gonna let Moose? I mean, think about it.
Yes.
He's their star player right now.
Is he?
Yes.
I think Joe
Yeah,
Henry.
yes.
Is he a world champion?
Joe Henry got
No,
it.
but
Was on the
they're-
Breakfast Club,
Right, but what is
Right.
Joe Henry doing?
making town to take that
he
money.
Take it
NXT.
round, yeah.
He in the NXT right now.
Nah, I think they can't keep him at NXT because nobody's going to watch TNA if everybody shows them at NXT. But
Exactly.
I think
You gotta have some people. That's why
Yeah,
that
yeah,
women's
yeah.
tag team is staying over there.
Yeah, 'cause they gotta-
keep something
they gotta hold down the
exclusive to
fort.
just them.
there you go.
Yeah.
That makes sense. A lot of sense. But we had Ricky Saints in his debut match. Brian H, this is your boy now. This is your boy. Did it live up to the hype? Is this what we've been waiting for all this time? What he gave us is this the paradigm shift? Now we did get some chants for the NXT audience. They said Tony what they say? Tony F.
Tony fumbled.
Oh yeah, Tony fumbled. That's right. Tony fumbled. And I'm like, okay. And he was over there smirking. He was trying not to laugh, but he was like, yep, he sure did. But what do you think about Ricky Saints, his debut, his entrance, his demeanor, his chemistry in the ring with those he was in there with? Does this guy fit in? Does this guy scream this is the next big star of NXT, or is he just another guy coming in to add a little star power to NXT brand?
He adds some star power. He screams like he's ready. I'm always gonna look at the graphics, and the lower third says it all. That kind of lets you know here's what they think about you. He got his little pose in there. The music sounds good, and it's very fun and easy to go at WWE's music library right now or music producers because it hasn't been the best. But his makes sense for him. So, I mean, fortunately for him, he was able to preserve his bump card.
True.
I know a lot of people was upset he was sitting at home, but as somebody who's close to wrestlers, the one thing they always say, everybody's bump card runs out. And
there you go.
He was able to preserve his. So, he looked primed and ready.
Okay.
Can I add one thing real quick?
Yeah, by means. Yep, go ahead. Jump in.
It is. Does it feel like Ricky Starks has translated to WWE as Ricky Saints? Because his whole presentation, everything still felt like a WWE presentation, but I still felt like I was watching the same person with a different name.
Yeah.
So they kind of captured what people wanted to see, left that. It's messed up. They gave him the Ricochet lasers for his entrance.
Wow.
I was like, oh, that's pretty messed up. But
they said we got to use this for something now.
And he's connecting with the backstage because he keeps saying, "Why is everybody so angry?" I think that's going to catch on.
Yeah,
because
he
keeps just being in those spots. It's like, why is everybody so angry around here? So I thought that was kind of cool that they did that. I will say this, and they build them that way and putting them in that is probably going to have people continue to talk. All right, what's next for this guy? Because he's going to be the next thing that you want to see.
Yeah, I'm definitely, he's a talented brother. I definitely see his upside, and he's absolutely hilarious backstage. Like when he checked when Javon Evans was trying to talk to Trick Williams is starting to, like you said, like he's starting to crash out a little bit. Because Eddie Thorpe is getting under his skin. And he was like, "Bro, is it like this with everybody around here?" Like, God dang. And I'm like, "Yeah, boy, it is." And it's funny because there's always the thing we talk about how things are crazy backstage in NXT. And not to mention that the backstage areas, the parking lots is always some of the dangerous places you can be. But yes, Ricky Saints is he's well on his way. He's a very talented individual, and only time will tell as far as it goes. But we're going to take a quick break after this. We're going to come back. We're going to jump right into Elimination Chamber and then answer the $1 million question, which everybody really wants to hear is, what does The Rock mean when he says, "Cody Rhodes, I want your soul"?
Your soul is mine.
We're going to get into all of that and more right at the opposite end of this quick break. In order to really understand where the obsession began, let me take you back to a time when wrestling was hot. I mean, really hot.
Everyone's watching this. It's on. He got it. He hooked him, boys. He hooked him.
Wonder what that's all about. And we are back. Elimination Chamber is this Saturday, and we have a relatively loaded card, and we have some confusion in the air. But before we get into that confusion, before we explain about the ins and outs of what the heck that may mean, Elimination Chamber live in Toronto, Canada, Saturday, March 1st, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific time. Of course, streaming on Peacock. I'm just reading all the stuff on the ad. Elimination Chamber. Good brothers. Are you guys prepared for Elimination Chamber? I feel like the level of excitement is like, it's not where it usually is because we're kind of tiptoeing. See, before this is usually predicted, we're like, okay, we know where this is going. John Cena is going to win, but we're going to see how he wins. I feel like now we're like tiptoeing with caution. They're like, oh shoot. We're supposed to be excited and thrilled and ready to rock and roll, but it's like we're confused. We're just like slowly,
we're all confused.
Just like wait, don't move, wait. Okay, go. Don't go away yet. Wait, and it's like we're tiptoeing to WrestleMania instead of zooming and taking off and kind of enjoying the exciting part of it. But everybody's like confused, they're nervous, they're scared. But we do have Elimination Chamber. We have 4 crazy matches. We have, of course, the men's chamber with Damian Priest, Logan Paul, Seth freaking Rollins, Drew McIntyre, John Cena, which is his last one, and of course CM Punk. We have also the women's chamber match, which of course, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize what was going on here. Why didn't you guys tell me this is how this was going down like this? Time out. This women's match is going to be absolutely insane. Oh, they put the young girl in there. She's going to take all the bumps. Alexa Bliss. Oh my goodness. And so many people, all the women in this. Is that Roxanne Perez?
It sure is.
Are you
all the
serious?
way to WrestleMania, baby.
Roxanne Perez, Bailey. We got Naomi. We have Bianca Belair. We have Alexa Bliss. And of course, we have Liv Morgan, new tag team champions. That's going to be a doozy. As well as a women's tag match. Of course. Oh my goodness. Trish Stratus. Stratton.
25 years.
Versus Nia Jackson, Candice LeRae. What in the world? What's up with Trish Stratus? Why all of a sudden that they easily could be mother and daughter? Like their ages allowed that for that to happen. And this is just, first of all, to have a mentor like Trish Stratus say, "Look, let me show you the ropes, kid." Absolutely amazing. Trish Stratus has not lost a step. She don't have no wrinkles on her face. It's nothing. She's 40. Was she 49 years old? It's ridiculous. Brother guy, you might have a shot. She's you guys in a pretty good age range. I know Lisa Marie is probably still watching, but she's not as old as I thought she was. That's all I'm saying. Brian H, you're not too far behind. Anyway, and of course we have, we got our guys, Sami and Kevin Owens in Toronto. They're gonna, and this match is unsanctioned. They're gonna kill each other. This is not gonna go well at all. Somebody's gonna be out
in front of their wives,
bro. They're gonna bring the
families.
They're gonna have family
families gonna be there.
They're like, listen, Daddy's gonna go out there and fight with Uncle Kevin. He's gonna be like, listen, I'm going out there with Uncle Sammy, and this is probably gonna be violent. They're like, again, right? Like we've been doing this for 20 years.
Enough to take a bump.
Right.
You seen that kid? He old enough to take a bump. That same kid was like, he's wrestling John Cena.
He's bigger than Kevin Owens right now, though. Owen is
he's tall.
Big fella. I was like, okay, Owen, I see you.
So
boy.
Sammy going, I'm sorry, nephew. You gotta get this. You gotta take this work because your father don't know how to act.
Yeah, this is gonna be insane. So we have those four, and then of course we have this. We have this proposal.
That's gonna be 30 minutes of. They need 10 minutes apiece for the entrance.
But why? That's funny. But why are they advertising this proposal like it's an actual match? That's what's making me nervous. Because I don't know.
It's going to be as long as the match.
We're going to get into all that and more. But let's just preview Elimination Chamber. Not to say real quick, but we know what the moneymaker is. It's The Rock and Cody Rhodes. We know that's why everybody tuned in, because they want to hear what we have to say about what this means when The Rock says, "I want you to be my champion. I want you to be my guy. I want your soul." But let's talk about Elimination Chamber. What do you guys think about the card so far? We have 4 crazy matches. And then we have this one crazy segment, I'm assuming. But what are you guys looking forward to the most when it comes to this year's Elimination Chamber?
Honestly, I am looking forward to Rock and Cody, but I'm honestly looking at this women's match because this is one of those nights where like everybody in the match has a problem with somebody. You can say Alexa Bliss is the wild card, but because of the wild card, she got a problem with everybody. So that's where I'm at with that. And shoot, I'm saying it right now. Put me on record. I'm a ride or die. I'm picking, my second favorite wrestler in the match, and that's Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, she's probably the dark horse because I think she's so young and she's just getting started. You're talking about developing the future. Like, imagine what she's gonna be in 5 years, 2 years, 3 years. Like, it's gonna be ridiculous. And we're talking wrestling years. Those are long. That's a long time. That's a lot to do. But
she's already a vet.
She is.
That's the crazy part, isn't it? What about you, brother Hugh?
How do you feel about Roxanne Perez, brother Brandon? You agree?
I figured out what my problem with Roxanne Perez is. And I'm gonna tell you what my problem with Roxanne Perez is. You know when I realized it? And you're gonna laugh when I say this. When Booker T is not on commentary, I can watch her match and enjoy it.
Because he's definitely gassing her up.
Like when she came out on Tuesday, yeah, here we go. Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I can't even watch this. I was like, can you let the lady talk? Can you let her do her thing? I know you're the teacher. I know that's your student. I know it's your favorite. But shut up. Let me like I had to go back and watch some of her matches on mute. Because I had to put it on mute. I get it. That's your student. You want to root her on. You want to do all that, but it's over the top with it, and it takes away from that. Like I felt like I was watching his TNA commentary.
That's his gimmick now, though.
No, he got away from that. Nope, you're not going to Booker T that way.
Can
That
you
was
give us
his
a man,
TNA
please?
gimmick. That annoying gimmick at TNA. All the time. It was like, dude, please stop.
Man.
Booker T is he's great on the mic. That's why he's a Hall of Famer. But when it comes to her matches, it's too much. I realized that when he wasn't on commentary for the match, I said I actually enjoyed this because he wasn't on commentary.
You just sound like you
Oh,
don't
I was
like
like,
Booker T.
wow.
brother, you
No, I
always know what to say.
I love Booker T.
You always know what to
You know
to
I
get under
love Booker
Brandon's
T.
skin.
You know,
He knows.
and there's 2 times that I've been, come on, Booker, and it was a TNA commentary. And go back and watch TNA with the commentary. You're like, well, dang. And Realness knows exactly what I'm talking about. He should have never been on that mic. But
Bro, in a wrestling
I
match,
get it.
though.
During
You
the
guys
match,
remember that? Remember he called his
he's
own
lining
match.
up a kick. He's lining up a kick.
I forgot about that.
You see Petey in the corner. Look, Petey in the
Put
corner.
it out my mind. I put it, so, am I the biggest fan of her? No. Do I have a different appreciation? Yes. But I figured it out. I was like, that's why I haven't been able to get past
So it's Booker T
5
that's been,
Fury.
it's been messing it up for you. Okay.
That's
Let's,
what it is.
brother Hugh. Now that you pushed brother guy's buttons, you know what to say.
Yeah,
to get
he's been waiting
understood.
for me to say it.
Yeah.
He's been waiting for me to say it.
What are you looking forward to this year's Elimination Chamber? We have the women's tag match, we have the women's chamber, the men's chamber. This is John Cena's last time, and nobody's talking about him. We have the Rock and Cody. We have Sami and Kevin who are going to destroy each other, for goodness sake. But what are you looking forward to this year's Elimination Chamber?
I mean, honestly, the Sami and Kevin match, because I don't even think it's going to happen. I think we're going to get something similar to what when was it? It just happened not too long ago.
Oh,
with,
shoot,
Kevin
what was that? It was
Well, Randy
Yeah.
Orton and
Yeah, it was Randy and Kevin, right?
or
in
maybe
match-
Randy and Kevin.
the
And
match never
Yeah.
started, and it gave us a false count
Absolutely.
anywhere.
Absolutely. So I
Okay.
figure, like, I think that's what's going to happen with that match, and then that's
Mhm.
going to build up, of course, to WrestleMania, where we actually have the actual bout. But I mean, you hear rumors of Jade coming back now. I mean, the girls just lost the belt, so you never know what's going to happen, right? Jade might show up and start causing some trouble.
Mhm.
What you say? What you say, Realist?
Am I the only one that's convinced that Naomi did it?
Hey,
Yes.
I mean, she
it's-
has the most
I
to
think I
gain
have
from
a-
it.
yeah.
I think
Mhm.
Naomi did it, but I think when it comes out, I think she'll convince Bianca it was the right thing to do.
Ooh, playing the victim. I mean,
them 2 are the best. One, if not, to me, they top 5. Probably they were my favorite easily. Women's tag team. They was just more in sync than Jade and Bianca. And I'm not even talking about the botches of stuff, but just like looking at the way they was a tag team, looked like they just a natural fit.
one was a student, one was a teacher, versus this Naomi and Bianca are like well-oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So put them 2 together, and then maybe she'll say, you know what, girl, look, we've been doing things the right way, this, that, and the other. I had to do something with a little bit of edge. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, those 2 on the same page, and off to the races they go. As much as I don't want to see Bianca turn heel,
Mhm.
this would be probably around the season to do it.
Okay, interesting take. We'll get back to that in a second. Let's ask Brother Guy.
I have a
Go
question
ahead.
though, real quick.
Mhm.
What's your question?
Does The Rock want Cody's soul because it has adrenaline in it?
Adrenaline.
What was your
Come
question,
on.
Realness? What was your question, Realness?
I was what? It's a true question. What, bro?
Your soul is mine.
Oh boy, Brother Guy.
Oh,
He's back.
oh Jesus.
I mean, he's
Mhm.
weak, but if he were to be back, this is how he would act. Anyway, yeah, because he was here the entire time. I don't care what anybody said. Brother
He
Guy.
was. He didn't have no breaks. Yes, sir.
Elimination Chamber. We have a tag team match between a legend and Trish Stratus in Tiffy time. Nia Jackson, Candice LeRae, as well as Cody Rhodes, The Rock. This crazy announcement: the women's chamber match, the men's chamber match, and Sami and Kevin Owens 30. Like they've done this a million times. So it's like Sami, Kevin 30.
Mhm.
What are you looking forward to
Yep.
as far as this year's Elimination Chamber match?
This is that pay-per-view where I always say when I'm not expecting it, I enjoy it the most. I think the women's match is going to be the standout match, and I would
It
say I'm
kind of
looking
has been
forward to
for a
that.
while. Mhm.
Yeah, but there's one thing in the men's match that's I'm going to be glued to. I'm past the whole John Cena last run because whether he win this or not, well, he got to get to December. He already got these dates out.
Mhm.
With the title, without the title, it's going to be billions of dollars made because we're gonna get another spinner. I really think that in this match, when Seth is coming out, Roman is going to destroy him and take his spot in the cage.
Oh boy, I didn't even see that coming.
I think, and that's why I'm more interested in men because it's the reason Roman hasn't been back on TV. And what better way to swerve us to say, are we getting Seth and Roman at Mania? Or are we getting Roman and Cody 3? Are we getting Rock Roman? Because once Roman says no, Cody says no, Roman can step right up and say, I'm right here. Because The Rock had his back last year. Now it's time for him to be in The Rock's corner. I think that Roman is the factor that nobody's talking about. And I think that's a Triple H dusting on purpose because let's be honest, Damian Priest and Logan Paul are in the match to take a pin.
No, they're not. First of all, don't do that.
CM Punk. I'm saying because when you no, it's not. It's real because
Logan Paul is the bump guy, just like Roxanne Perez is. She's the bump girl, and Logan Paul's the bump guy. He's going to flips and fit. He's probably going to do a backflip off the top of the cage.
Damian Priest is at the point where whether he wins or loses this, he's going to be in a Mania match that's going to be high profile.
Are you sure about that?
Has
high profile
because he's going to be on. He's going to be one of the. He's going to be on a marquee that we're going to be watching. That's like one of those matches. Like, okay, this is the one to watch. Whether it's him and Drew, because in this match, it's so many alternatives. Bingo. Because remember, Triple H is good at that, throwing it at us headers that we were like, oh, I want to see that. Oh, I want to see that. Oh shoot, well, let me see that. So I think that men's match is going to be that. And the only other thing the only reason I'm saying that over the women, because I think Alexa Bliss is the wild card because she has history with main people in this match. Because remember, Naomi and Bayley are probably her biggest two rivals. But because she took the belt off one and she took the belt off both of them, remember? They were the ones that they really could never beat Alexa. So I think they might play up some of that history because Triple H like to make sure that we remember why certain people are there.
The callbacks.
But I think this men's one is going to I think this men's is going to be the one because of Roman. We're going to probably see if you think they're already to Toronto and not give these people Roman.
I kind of agree with you with the Roman. I agree with you with Roman, but I don't think he enters the match because he can't take a pin.
Oh, you
don't take a pin right now.
Okay.
No, he doesn't. He can take a pin.
Yeah, he's only taking a pin.
He will attack
lately.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah,
he's on click mode. He's only taking pins to his buddies. They're like, if it's not my relatives, I'm not taking a pin to anybody. So if it ain't solo, yep, literally, that's all click stuff. Like, I'll take the loss to Razor, but I'm definitely not losing to Mankind.
And I will say this with Trish, because you said something. I hope Trish wins the Money in the Bank, and no, it's Queen in the Ring goes to SummerSlam, right? Money in the Bank can do it anytime, right?
Bingo.
Which one is first? Is it Queen in the Ring or King and Queen in the Ring first, or Money in the Bank? Either way, Trish needs one of those. Trish needs one of those because before 2025, please give this lady a title and not a mid-card title. Give her one of those world titles because I think that she deserves it. And this is just a test for her to get her back in the limelight because I hate to say it. We might want to be in her and Charlotte. She might not want it, but guess what? It might want to be in her and Charlotte. She take it off Charlotte because we know Charlotte got to get another title, right?
Oof.
Why you gotta say it like that? You sound like you.
No, I'm saying because no, I'm not disappointed. I'm just saying I want Trish to get that accolade because it wasn't around when she was around. Let her do it now. Because if it was the male, we'd be fighting for them. Oh, give them that. But I'm like, no, give it to her. One or the other. I think Queen of the Ring probably would be better. But Money in the Bank would be that unpredictable. She can make it Maple Leaf and do this thing on it. Marketing standpoint, that she could sell it and then guess what? Cash it in, and now she's the champion.
I get it. I just didn't like the sarcastic jab at Charlotte, but that's cool.
No, it's not. No, because I want to see
your woman,
who better for Trish to think about it. Trish, Charlotte has been cashed in the most, hasn't she?
Yeah. So these are all fun theories. Wow. These are all fun theories. And when you look at the card by itself, you say, okay, this is really good on paper. But let's ask the real question. Are we expecting shenanigans? Well, the guy, you've already alluded to it because you've already jumped in and said, I think Roman's going to have something to do with this men's match. And I'm not completely sold on Alexa Bliss just showing up in this match for the sake of showing up in this match. I think we're going to get some real fiendish activity going on when it comes to this match. I think something's going to, Triple H likes to plant seeds for the next thing to come. It's never just a wrestling show. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't, but it's always some type of twist to turn that you're like, wait a minute, I didn't see that coming. And then mind you, this is the last major pay-per-view before WrestleMania, right? Well, so this is the last big one, you know what I mean? So it's like,
this sets the stage for Mania, right?
Bingo. Yeah, this is what it's supposed to. It's the last opportunity for world champions to get to WrestleMania. Let's put it that way. But let's be real. Are we expecting shenanigans? Because we got one big shenanigan coming right here, and I think this right here is going to set the tone for WrestleMania completely. And we're going to close the show with that. But as far as the overall PLE, the Premium Live Event, are we expecting shenanigans this year? You've already talked about Roman, brother guy. Anybody else have anything as far as shenanigans that they think is going to? It's no fun even trying to pick people who's going to win these matches anymore because we don't know. Like nobody expected I Show Speed to get ran over by a Brown Breaker in Royal Rumble match. So I'm not going to try to predict anymore. I'm done with that. I don't know. We have our picks, we have our favorites, but what do we think about the other things as far as this PLE is concerned? What else are we looking for? What else is going to happen that we didn't see coming is probably going to set the tone for WrestleMania outside of the actual matches? Any theories?
Randy Orton. I don't know if he'll be inserted. Not inserted, but he'll insert himself for like an RK out of nowhere for Kevin Owens because he owes him a receipt. It might be too soon for that. I don't know. I think all the shenanigans are going to come from the main event of Rock and Cody.
Okay.
I hate this. I hate that we're going to have to watch a whole promo. I hope they slap it right there in that SmackDown.
The Roxanne.
I hope it's right in the middle.
So let's not waste any time. Let's just jump right into it. Brother Hugh, at the beginning of the show, we asked the question, what did you watch? A famous segment we do every week. And one of the things you mentioned was you watched The Rock return to SmackDown in New Orleans, coming out to, the block is hot by the Hot Boys. And he's been real chummy with Cody Rhodes. We were all confused when he came back. Let's go back to the beginning, gentlemen. Post WrestleMania, that Monday after WrestleMania was probably one of the weakest ones we've ever had. We were confused, like, why is this show not as big? And The Rock and Cody Rhodes exchanged pleasantries. And it was an awkward exchange. Cody Rhodes received something from The Rock. The Rock pulled something out of his pocket. He gave it to him and said, you hold on to this because when I come back, I'm coming for this. Whatever the case, he said, let me hold your belt. I wanted that WWE championship, and I gave up this opportunity so you could have it. Here. You hold my people's chair. It was, and we were like confused. We were like, this is a weird exchange. What's going on? You know what I mean? And then The Rock said, listen, I'm leaving now. I have business to take care of. Right? I'm chairman of the board. Well, I'm not old. I'm the final boss. I'm on the board. I have business to handle. But when I come back, whether you have that championship or not, Cody Rhodes, you and I are we have business to address. Right? We're trying to figure out what's going on. And then so fast forward to all these things that have happened, the bloodline feuds, all of these things. And here we are now. The Rock has come out on SmackDown and he decided to ask Cody Rhodes a question. He gave him a proposal. He said, listen, we're cut from the same cloth. We come from the same spaces. My father, your father. They were friends. They rode up and down the road together. They have relationships. You and I have a relationship. Just like our families know each other. Look, my mother knows your mother. Look, they're even friends. Show the picture of our mothers. I'm like, wait a minute. Wait. Why is The Rock going out of his way to point out these obvious things, these things that he's making sure that the audience is aware of, stuff we didn't have knowledge of before? He goes, you and I have squashed our beef. He said, but now, like I told you before, I can give you everything and you don't have to work twice as hard for it. I see you doing movies. I see you doing all these things. And guess what? I can make that happen for you. But I need you to be my champion. And Cody Rhodes says, Rock, you and I both know I'm their champion. He's like, yes, I hear you. But I need you to be my champion. It's because all the things, I know your family. I know what you've been through because I've been through it too. I can give you all those things. You can skip the line. You don't have to do all the things that you think you're doing now to get where you want to go because I could just hand it to you. He said, but I want you to be my champion. I Not only just want you to be my champion, I want your soul.
Your soul is mine.
And everybody's looking like, what's going on? Everybody's in on it. Let me make it perfectly clear, because all of a sudden, Brandy Rhodes, she posts on X a heartbreaking emoji. And Cody Rhodes seemed like he was conflicted. The Rock talked about the Rolex that Cody Rhodes gifted him. And I'm saying to myself, what in the world is going on around here? And all of a sudden, The Rock has made this proposal, and he made it clear to him, I want your answer by this Saturday at Elimination Chamber. Okay, I laid the foundation. Like the Rock lays the smackdown. See what I did there? Final boss. Final boss. Now the world have been waiting for us to have this conversation. They said we gotta get to a Wednesday. It's because that's when the Wrealm is going to break this down, so we know what the heck is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just jump right into it. What in the world is The Rock talking about? What is it that The Rock really wants from Cody Rhodes? Why is he telling him that he wants him to be his champion? And why is he telling him that he wants Cody Rhodes' soul?
Because
I already told you, bro.
I mean, at this point, too, Cody ain't lost. It's like, all right, you keep beating everybody. You proven that you can withstand the test. You proven that you've taken down the greatest champion of all time. Even we threw every single thing at you.
He beat Shawn Michaels?
No, he beat Roman Reigns.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
1,000+ days, buddy. And he's saying at this point, come on outside. Authority figures in wrestling. It's the old thing, Come on outside, be my champion. Let me take you and give you the same benefits I got. It's the same thing that Vince told him in '98.
Call back.
Huh?
I says call back.
Yeah, so that corporate champion, corporate Rock was fun to watch. Corporate Cody. Go ahead, have him change his hair color back to black.
No.
Get some new action figures.
No, don't try to. Don't even do that, Brian. Don't even try to bring action figures too. He tried to pull me in like, oh, wait a minute.
Corporate Cody.
I mean, we do need some class.
His logo already dripping. You see his logo starting to drip.
So, Brian H., you proposed, before we get to everybody else, here's why that doesn't make sense to the realness. And I need you to explain. And I'm sure the people who are listening want you to explain as well. You said he wants him to follow a similar path that he followed, taking the corporate side instead of being a people's champion, being a corporate champion and the benefits that come with being a corporate champion. Now, during the Rock's day in the 90s, late 90s, 98, 99-ish, there was a corporation. There was a tyrant of a boss that was running everything, running the show. The Rock is a board member. The Rock is the final boss. He's not there full time, right? So what does that mean for The Rock, for Cody Rhodes to be The Rock's champion? There's no faction. There's no nothing. There's no group of heels for him to join or to lead. So what would The Rock have Cody Rhodes doing that he's not already doing now?
But he would let him know he's the boss. You know how The Rock and Nick Aldis said, "Oh, this is above me." Now it's Cody's time. Cody gonna be dictating his mentor, Triple H. He gonna be sitting up there throwing the sledgehammer through the throne again on his own show because he can, because he's The Rock's champion, because he's the Rock is at the head of the board table. Like he said, he's at the head of that table, So he wants Cody to have these benefits. But if Cody don't, somebody else will.
Oh, so okay.
Where does Roman fit into all of this?
See, that's the thing. That's how you get The Rock and Roman.
Oh,
because Roman's like, dude, what are you doing? And Rock, remember, Bad Blood. Rock came out there and they cut the promo on himself in the air, saying, he ain't know all the stuff that Roman and Cody together and the bloodline is all out of whack. And what did one person say? It's all a part of the plan. That man,
he did say that.
So,
Oh shoot!
Stir up Rock and Roman, because Roman's gonna get upset. Like, dude, you wasn't that way for me. Rock can say, "Well, you lost, and when you walked off, you didn't let me embrace you. You walked over with your little wise man, and I was trying to be with you, you know." And he can say, "Well, you cost me the title, because if the Undertaker don't get in, if you don't get chokeslammed by the Undertaker, you could have stopped Seth Rollins, and I wouldn't have had to hit him with the chair."
Now, does this have anything to do with this whole final chief rumor going around? There's rumor that Roman Reigns has a new moniker. He's going to be calling himself the Final Chief. And I'm like, okay, it was leaked on purpose.
Stop.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, because it's like let it play out, because that could be true. And then rock and roll.
But what Triple H does, he throws stuff out there in the media. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, he said The Rock said it. He said it. Brother Hugh.
Yes.
I know you're fresh off. I mean, I know you was here last week, but if you were fresh off, if you happen to be away, hypothetically, and you had just come back this week and you saw this, what does The Rock really want from Cody Rhodes?
He just wants to get in his head. That's the major thing. If you look at that photo, the image that you had up there before, if you look at Cody Rhodes, not the other one.
Okay, hold on. There, right here. Bam.
Yeah, if you look at Cody Rhodes' face, look how confused he is.
I'm confused too. Look at The Rock.
The Rock is literally just playing with him right now.
Why?
I think his major goal is, like he said before, he wants that title. When he came out on that Raw after WrestleMania,
that's true.
Let me hold that title right real quick. You can hold mine. You can hold it, whatever. But I look good with this one, right?
That's what he did.
This is his way of getting in his head. Oh, hey, I hate you. Oh, now I'm showing you all the love in the world. I respect you. Let's go have some drinks.
You did.
Let's talk about our mamas.
He did say that though. Remember when he first came back and he was buddy with him, and they said, "Rock, it makes no sense. You were just beefing with him." And then Rock said, "You got to keep your friends close, and you keep your enemies closer."
Yes. Yeah.
My champion would never fall for that.
So you think this is just all a ploy? The Rock has an ulterior motive. Is that what you're alluding to, Brother Hugh?
Yes.
Wow.
You're right, Brother Hugh. You're right. Yes. See what happens when you come back in a different form. You was a different form last week. You was cool.
Yeah, he had a hat on.
Hugh.
Yeah, he had a hat on.
Turned to Brother Hugh. You know what it is? He watched some Orioles baseball.
A little preseason. It's almost time for spring.
So it was. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think.
Look at that smirk.
I'm glad. See? I'm glad that if hypothetically you had went somewhere, even though you didn't, I'm glad that you got some fresh air and got a chance to get some. That's if you were to have done that, and you came back fresh. Go ahead, Brian H.
Right.
I was gonna say, I wish I had a telestrator, right? Because I would telestrate y'all champion, looking naive and confused,
like Pat McAfee. Right?
Yeah.
He keeps y'all champion. He's your WWE champion. Are you part of the WWE?
Bloodline.
Okay.
So y'all champion looking confused, right? And look at the guy who's the high chief. Got him right in his hand. Brother Hugh called it. Got him right in the palm of his hand.
Could this be a ploy to get the black voters? Because he's gonna run for president soon. Next term.
I mean, Cody Rahim is definitely somebody that would procure votes, because I would fight for. I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't care what's this, and you can call me all types of ignorant. If The Rock runs for president, I don't care what party he is, I'm voting for him. I don't even vote.
Right.
I'm voting for The Rock, because I'm like, bro, why did you vote for him? Because if you smell what The Rock is cooking, that's why.
That's it.
It'll be The Rock for Stephen A. Smith.
No, Stephen A's definitely not. He's just good luck.
They cutting promos on each other because Stephen A. Smith, he crazy enough to think he can run with Paul Heyman.
That's dangerous. I could have your moment. What makes you think that with the level of intellect that you clearly lack? Anyways, that's my skinny Paul Heyman.
You like Paul Heyman?
I really do though. I'm okay with him now.
You back now? You back?
No, I'm good with him because my boys made peace with him, or because they want war, then I want war. Bullet Club for life. Biz Clips.
Out of all places, all hills to fall beside.
Bro, I'm not letting you go.
Sound like Brother Hugh and Tess. May he rest in peace. But you sound like Brother Hugh and Tess.
Don't try to say may he rest in peace.
All because he had a cool sounding theme song. He would walk around.
Yo, he had the total package except the mic skills.
Oh,
see, look at that. I was never a fan of Tess until he came back as like jacked up Trunks Tess, because I don't know why that long cowboy pants. I don't like people. It's like, if you're not Kevin Nash, don't wear those long cowboy pants. He's 6'11", 6'8". But
yeah, he was like 6'8", struggling to climb over the top rope.
Yeah, he definitely was though.
Shout out to Andrew Tess Martin.
Yeah, ever since Stephanie left him at the altar, he was never right.
He was never the same after that.
Is true.
I'm stalling long enough. I've been stalling long enough because brother guy he's got something, and I know he's got something. He got something in his bag, and every time I'm comfortable and I feel safe and I'm ready to move forward, he got to throw something into it. But I think it's time for the inevitable, brother guy. Where do we stand? Why is The Rock and Cody Rhodes getting an entire segment? It's being advertised like it's a match. What does The Rock want from Cody Rhodes? Why does he says, I don't want you just to be my champion. I want that, but then I want your soul. Brian H. made it very clear that there may be something else to it. He wants him to be corporate. He wants him to be, be a company man, and in a similar fashion that he was. And Brother Hugh said he thinks he's just getting in the head of Cody Rhodes because he has an ulterior motive in the long term. What say you, good brother? What does The Rock want from Cody Rhodes?
So I think it's one factor that we forgot about. And nobody has mentioned it, and nobody said it.
I knew it. You were sitting on something.
I was. Where's Triple H?
He's not around.
Where is Triple H? Where is Triple H?
What did Triple H say when The Rock first came around? Remember? But also Triple H, I think it's going to be a power struggle, and the WWE champion is going to be what the struggle is going to be about, because let's call it what it is. Triple H can't get in the ring, but he can still be a focal point of a story. So when Cody doesn't side with The Rock, he needs somebody on his side, somebody running quote unquote WWE versus the person who sits on the board, right? So I think that, of course, Cody's going to turn him down. The Bloodline 6.0 is going to line with The Rock, and then that's where Triple H is going to be like, no, this is actually, I'm the COO. I run this. You know what I mean? So I think he's trying to gain control of everything so he can have that, like you said, I'm that person, and to get Cody to let his guard down so he can take the title off of him. But I don't think that's going to be, this is only the first part of the story, because Triple H is going to insert himself, and I think that's how we're going to get to this whole power struggle thing. Because I just keep going back to when Triple H was like, I'm in charge. I'm the one that's doing this. And The Rock keep talking about, yeah, I'm the final boss. It could make for some good jabs for them leading into Mania.
They never got their match.
But Triple H was around. Remember, he was around, and he was part of that McMahon in every corner. He learned from the good, the bad, and the ugly. Could we be seeing something where people are in each other's corner?
Oh boy, that I don't know. That will be interesting.
Oh my gosh!
Almost like a corporate civil war, huh?
Exactly, and I think Triple H has been quiet for a reason.
That will bring a lot of drama into the mix, and I'm gonna tell you what makes me nervous when the fact that you bring that up, brother guys. First of all, The Rock made a serious power play. Like, The Rock is like 2 steps away from having ownership in the WWE. I'm sure he has some type of stake in the stock and stuff like that. But it's like, think about the position that he has. First of all, he's The Rock. That's one. That's one position. 2, he's on the board. That's 2. 3, his former agent is the owner of Endeavor. First of all, if you have ever looked at Endeavor's portfolio, this guy's got to be a bazillionaire.
Yeah, it's
like Endeavor is ridiculous. Like when you look at what they literally own, I had no idea until I looked at that website, and I was like, "You have got to be kidding me!" They own a lot of billion-dollar companies, and I might be exaggerating, but it's quite close. Like TKO Sports with UFC and WWE is just a piece of what they own. And Ari Emanuel, oh yeah, we grew up together. He used to be my agent. Excuse me? So that used to be your agent. That's how close you guys are. Nick Khan is somebody you grew up with in Hawaii. Are you serious right now? Like the power play is insane. Now, that's a story that I did not take into consideration. There's some type of civil war at the top, like all the way to the degree of, hey, this is the corporate entities are going to interject themselves, which may make WrestleMania that much more interesting. But I have my own.
Remember, oh, I'm sorry. Triple H got his people. Triple H got his people. The Rock got his people. And think about it. Everybody's been in the mix of this because we saw people can come to Cody's side to fight, and we see people come to the Rock side to fight. So why not? Because I keep talking about this healthy problem that WWE has. It might actually become a problem. Everybody needs the main event, but everybody needs a piece of that money in some way, shape, or form, right? So we know we got away from the typical. We know what's happening at Mania, but we're gonna probably be on a ride where CM Punk is gonna be siding with Triple H because Triple H brought him back. We're seeing where bucks the system. Drew McIntyre, he always looks out for himself. The enemy of my enemy is now my friend. He might be with The Rock out of necessity. You never know. Like Randy Orton, Lord of Triple H. Kevin Owens. No, I'm going over here with The Rock because he's going to give me what I need. He said I'm right. You never know. Or I've seen the error of my ways. I'm going back over here to Triple H because he's always believed in me. Who knows? I think that this is about to be I hate the word evolution. This is about to be the evolution of what Mania is going to look like for our champion.
You did not want to say that. Just the fact that he was even talking about evolution. He was just like, nope, I don't even want to say this. This is insane. I think we can expect quite a few shenanigans at Elimination Chamber, as well as the biggest thing is, what in the world does The Rock want from Cody Rhodes? He wants his soul, and for the 11th time.
Your soul is mine.
That never gets old for me. Sorry. So we're gonna wrap this up, and I have one more question. It's because I'm hearing everything that you guys are saying, and all of it makes sense. And maybe, quite honestly, I can see it be a combination of what everybody has mentioned. My last question is, and Brian, this is your expertise. Does this lead to the next chapter of our favorite pro wrestling soap opera as the bloodline turns? Some of our most viewed content clearly is so the wrestling fans are huge fans of the soap opera as the bloodline turns. Does this lead to that next chapter? Roman Reigns has been bragging. Now, the last time he bragged about where the story was, we had Paul Heyman saying, bottom of the third. Where are we at? Bottom of the third. Bottom of the third. And we were like, get out of here, bro. Look, cut it out. And he wasn't lying. Now, Roman Reigns has gone on purposely. I think this is very intentional. He has gone on record and made it very clear, like, no, we've got stories. We can do this for a long time. We probably can run this for about another 2-3 more years. Ching. I believe him now. Right. And he's been kind of quiet. Same way when Cody first won the WWE Championship, it was kind of quiet. We were like, what is he doing? Everybody kept saying he was a born champion. He's got nothing going on. I said, look, I think they're just stalling. They're trying to hit certain points on their schedule. It's, he needs something. Kevin Owens did an excellent job holding down that whole situation. But now that that's done, we moved on to deeper things. Kevin and Sami is going to go. That's going to be, they probably got all the library footage they can get their hands on. That's probably going to go way deeper than it needs. Then that's probably going to crack open a few wounds for everybody to go, oh my goodness, I didn't realize it was that deep. But I think it also, they're probably going to use this chance to say, look, this is the biggest it's been. You're at a big place. I'm in a big place. Now let's show the world what's been going on for the last 20 years with us. And I think we're gonna get documentaries. We're gonna get specials. We're gonna get so much for it. Everybody's gonna go, oh my goodness, I didn't realize they had this history between each other. And I think that right there is enough to carry that to Mania. But with Cody Rhodes and the Bloodline, it's been really quiet. He beat Solo, but then there's been some weird stuff going on. And I hate to make this about the Bloodline because, first of all, we have a Bloodline member that has been signed by WWE and has not been mentioned. This is why they told him themselves. Because Lance Anoa'i signed, and he got pictures with Triple H. He got pictures in a T-shirt, the Performance Center T-shirt. He got pictures with his class. He got pictures with with Shawn Michaels at NXT doing the suck it and everything. So we're gonna act like they didn't sign Baby Tonga, that 6'10" giant.
Yeah, where's Hikaleo?
They didn't mention a word. Why is this so quiet? Right? So it's too quiet on the home front when it comes to the Bloodline. And I'm wondering why. And I have a hard time believing that it's not going to lead to something at WrestleMania. Same thing with Randy Orton. What the heck is going on? Randy Orton's been missing. I figured he would have come back and been RKO Kevin Owens by now, but it's like he's nowhere to be found. And everybody knows that Elimination. It was. And everybody knows that Elimination Chamber is like the last major stop. So it's like, are they going to give us a wrestling card, or are they're going to set a lot of tones? Does this lead to the next chapter of the Bloodline turns?
Yes.
In what way?
Because Roman got to get back on top. And
I don't know why I asked you. I should have never asked you first. This just.
But also, just looking at it, he's around. He's going to be a top guy. You also have everything that's happening with Jacob and Solo. That's another chapter. It's another sector of the Bloodline story.
No, that's coming too, though, because they got issues, and it's obvious.
And remember what did Jacob say to Jay? Everybody's goal is to get that belt that Cody has
back to the family.
And he even said, like, he told Jay, you ain't the one to do it, but everybody's goal is, and they just keep having all these detours. That's the reason why it goes back into as the Bloodline turns, because there has to be that struggle between The Rock and Roman to get to that championship. Brother Hugh said it best. Like, Cody's being toyed with, but he's being a pawn in a bigger story right now.
Yeah. And you think that bigger story leads back to the Bloodline? That's what we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see why.
It's the Bloodline's WWE.
No, how do we just ignore Seth Rollins? Seth Rollins put Roman Reigns out. If
he always puts himself in the story.
Yeah, he always finds his way. Dang it. Mm-hmm. I said I wasn't doing this, and it got that much complicated just that quick, bro.
You forgot something.
Ahead,
because I think the Bloodline got derailed because huge Tribal Chief got injured, but also because
that's what I'm saying.
That probably would have been a factor there. And also, I don't think they expected Jacob Fatu to become Jacob Fatu that fast, so they had to pivot really fast with that. Like, we got some. We need to run with this.
You get a lot of mic time. You get a lot of back time. So, anytime they give you time to talk in pro wrestling, that means they believe in you. Like,
yep, and it was like instantly. Remember, and I'm telling you, the moment that they realized, like, oh shoot, we got something. Remember when he took out, was it the tag team champs, and he was in the ring and he went full on beast mode. He ripped that shirt off and started going wild. I said, oh, they about to do something with him. And the next week, that's when it was like, oh, he's alive. They let him be him. And that's what I think a lot of times in WWE, they have training wheels on people. They took his off really fast.
Really fast.
They took it off really fast. And
he's a vet anyway, so.
Oh, yeah.
True.
I'm gonna tell you.
Go ahead.
No gas, no brakes. I'm waiting for that to be on the shirt.
It's got to be. It's got to be back.
It's got to be covered. And him and Tonga. Which one? Tonga. They actually, I like that combination better than I did the Gorillas of Destiny in WWE, because they just seem like they flow better together. Because we know what the Gorillas of Destiny did over there, but in WWE, I like this combination better.
Right. So imagine him leading the Gorillas of Destiny. They doing their own thing though. Exactly. That's more dangerous than anything, because they told. I'm gonna tell you what's making me nervous, brother guy. This is what's making me uncomfortable about the whole situation with the bloodline. I don't know how we got back to the bloodline. This is ridiculous. It's always about the family. I'm gonna tell you what made me uncomfortable when Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu was in that ring, and whatever's going on with Solo Sikoa, it was enough for Jacob Fatu to stop his whole beef with Cody Rhodes. He completely turned his attention away from Cody and said, nah, if anybody gonna talk to him, it's gonna be me first on some family business. And Cody said, listen, you can be the first, but I'm finna be the last. And wait a minute, ain't y'all supposed to be fighting? Y'all supposed to be swinging in the ring. And the fact that they stopped and then Solo comes in with his own agenda and he goes, hold up, no disrespect, Solo, but me and Tom been holding it down since you've been gone, bro. It's almost the same thing. We're seeing the next cycle of it. When Roman wasn't there, Solo decided I'm the one going to run the ship. Jacob Fatu has got a taste of what it seems like to be in front. Tama Tonga's like, bro, I got your back. Let's do this. And when Solo comes back like he the boss, he's like, hold up, Solo. Let me be clear. This is the same guy that says, Solo, I love you. His lawyer,
now Solo said, I love you.
Yeah,
and Jay told him, why'd you go get them?
He said, out of all people, they said we left them where they was at for a reason. They was out the country because their father was the same way. He was unhinged. He ended up going to Haku. Oh my gosh. You feel me? And now his kids are running around.
Bit a man ear off.
His man,
that's how we get Hikuleo.
It's gotta
Jacob's
be
going to run that Bloodline 3.0. Hikuleo comes in. Solo,
Lance.
he's gonna have to find his way. He's either gonna have to fall in line with Jacob, and he's gonna have to find his way. It's character development for him now. We saw his reigns with when he took over, but now he has to evolve. And as far as Roman, I said it when he lost the title. His reign to the top, or his journey to the top, is going to be epic. This is just another chapter in telling that story, right? So the end goal is, number one, we're going to get Rock and Roman. We know that because this is going to be on some straight up family business.
Are you sure, brother Hugh? Are you really convinced that that's what we're going to get? Because the Rock is acting like, oh no, it doesn't have to lead to a match. It's not that. But you are dead solid that this year we are going to get Rock and Roman at Las Vegas.
I don't know if we're going to get it this year. I'm gonna tell you that.
Okay, but you think it's leading to that?
But in the future, we're getting Rock, Roman, and that's what ends, or that's going to be the end game for the Bloodline storyline.
How old do you think the Rock is, brother Hugh? How much future do we got with the Rock? He looks $1 million, but that bit in the ring, he got to be in there with young boys to keep him going.
I understood, but he's in there with the best.
Okay, that's also true. All right.
So he can make it work. He's a professional. He's a vet. He knows what he's doing in the ring.
Okay, that's a good take.
Stare down 17 minutes. Walk around in circles. Look.
The Hogan way.
Hit my arm.
The interest is about 20 minutes. Yeah.
And we pay to see that. That's what we pay to see, because you heard the pop
right
when he showed up in New Orleans. I'm like, bro, if Cody Rhodes is the most over guy on the roster, right? And that's such a loud, like if you're in the building, that's a loud pop. It's no way in the world somebody gets a pop that's like 10 times louder than that. I'm like, bro, that's ridiculous. Like his music hits good, bad, and different, sunny, dark, rainy, cloudy, anything. But when that music hits, bro, it's ridiculous. I'm like, yo, when it sounds, first of all, if you've been to an arena, you've been to a wrestling show, it sounds so loud in the arena compared to when you watch it on TV. So when it sounds loud on TV, I said, bro, I can imagine how deafening, how much energy is in that building when that music, that brief pause, then his music hits, and then he comes out for that moment, and then he does this. So I think we're all saying the same thing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that the road to WrestleMania is going to lead us to the next chapter of our favorite pro wrestling soap opera as the bloodline turns. Is it safe to say that, gentlemen? Is that what we're going with? Oh. Well, I'm glad we got down to the bottom of this, and I'm glad everyone who's watching, who's listening, they recognize it now as well. It's because as much as I want to be like, no, it's other stories to tell, I'm like, yo, I think this in this realm, in this space, I think that's where we are headed. So
I think Uncle Raj said it. Uncle Raj said it. That might end up being the main event for next year. Rock Roman? Because look, think about it. The Rock came out, Lil Wayne's song, you know what I'm saying? And then he made the announcement in New Orleans about New Orleans. He put the city over, you know, so it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
That's the what you think 42?
Yeah.
It also gives The Rock a whole year to get himself back in ring shape.
Yep.
And not to sign up for no movies.
Clear the
Because he
schedule,
don't have no
right?
everybody DC and Marvel is not using them. So what's his
you can't
next
get another Black Adam?
projects?
Nah, that gym was whack. Sorry. I like The Rock.
He was he
you
thought
smell
it
The
was
Rock,
gonna
it's
be the
cooking.
next front man.
Nope. If you smell The Rock is cooking. So yeah. Oof, man. I don't know. I know one thing. I am no further clear about what's going to happen going towards WrestleMania, but I think we may have another clue to piece together after this Saturday. So, like I said, all you wrestling fans, please enjoy Elimination Chamber this Saturday. We will all be enjoying it March 1st, obviously, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, live from Toronto, Canada. It's going to be an amazing show. As usual, Triple H never has let us down. And you already know what we're going to be coming back to talk about next week. It'll probably be a fiery show because that's our unpopular opinion week. So follow us on all our social media platforms at Wrestling Realm. Subscribe to our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube at youtube.com/Wrestling Realm. Follow Championship Culture on Instagram at Championship Culture _. Don't forget, every Tuesday 8 p.m. on youtube.com/Wrestling Realm, you can catch Championship Culture with Brandon the Guy and Brother Hugh, and who knows what the heck they'll be talking about next week. But guess what? I'll be there for it. Break it down when Brian H comes when Brian H. I tried to throw like a, I don't know.
I feel like we're gonna get a post show.
He'll check the schedule, but trust me, it will be there soon. It's one of our most coveted short form forms of content on our YouTube channel. So trust me, break it down, Brian. Keep it at 100 is destination for wrestling fans. Like I said, it takes things to another level as well. If you don't understand the mind of Brian H and his perspective, trust me, you will get a surefire graduate level pro wrestling education by watching that guy. I go back and watch it and call him like, all right, bro, so I watch your show. I got another question. That's just how it usually goes. And half the time, that's how these shows come about. So there you have it. Enjoy yourselves. Stay wrestling fans. Like I said, we will be back next week to talk about what actually happened in Elimination Chamber. And I don't know, I'm sure there'll be a post show somewhere down the line. So stay tuned to our YouTube channel and all the social channels. And stay alive, stay free, stay happy, stay a wrestling fan, be a proud wrestling fan. And until next time, folks, we got to get out of here. Yep, and I forgot to hit the exit button. So there it is. Thank you, brothers, for filling with those sound. Thank you, brothers, for filling those sound effects because I found it. And here it goes. We out of here. Peace.
Houston, we have a problem.
For all exclusive shows and bonus material, subscribe to our Patreon channel at patreon.com/thewrestling_realm. You can watch all of our Wrestling Realm content anytime on youtube.com/thewrestling realm.